Welcome back. In the last lesson, we met the model's biggest weakness, hallucinations. Today, we meet the cure. Grounding. By the end of this lesson, you will understand what grounding is, why it works, and how we will use it later in this course to make OpenCode far more reliable than any chatbot. We will see a cold prompt and a grounded prompt side by side, learn a 3-line instruction that turns guesses into readings, and preview the personal research vault we will build in Phase E. Quick recap from the last 4 lessons. AI predicts, it does not know. Predictions can be confidently wrong. There is no fact checker inside the model. And there is no fixing this in the model itself. The architecture of an LLM will always be able to produce plausible nonsense. So instead of trying to fix the model, we work around it. That workaround is called grounding. So what is grounding? Grounding is the practice of anchoring the model in something it can trust. Instead of asking a question cold, you give the model authoritative context, a document, a snippet, a specification. You ask it to answer only from that context. You ask it to cite what it used. Then you verify the answer against the source yourself. The model is still predicting. But its predictions are now constrained by what you gave it. Hallucinations drop dramatically. Here is the contrast. Cold, you ask, what is the policy on remote work? The model has no idea which policy you mean. It guesses from training, and probably hallucinates a plausible sounding answer. Grounded, you paste the actual policy document, then ask. The model reads what you provided and answers from it. The first is unreliable. The second is almost always correct, as long as your document is right. Grounding turns a confident guess into a confident reading. Same model. Very different result. Why does grounding work? Because the model can only predict from what is in its context window. If you put a trusted document in the window, the model's predictions are strongly shaped by that document. Hallucinations shrink to the gaps in your context, places where your document doesn't say something, and the model fills in. Verify those gaps, and you have a reliable answer. Here is a powerful technique. Ask the model to cite its sources. Specifically, tell it, answer only from the document above. Cite the section you used. And if the document does not say, tell me. All 3 instructions reduce hallucinations sharply. The model is still predicting, but now it has to predict an answer that includes a citation back to the text you gave it. The constraint shapes the output. Here is what a grounded prompt looks like. On top, the cold version. What is the return policy? High hallucination risk. On the bottom, the grounded version. You paste the actual policy, then 3 short instructions. Answer only from the document above. Cite the section you used. If the document does not say, tell me. 3 lines that turn an unreliable guess into a reliable reading. 3 lines of instruction turn a guess into a reading. That is grounding in one move. Here is the engineering version of grounding. It is called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Instead of you pasting a document by hand, a program searches a database of trusted documents, finds the most relevant ones, and stuffs them into the prompt for you. Same idea, give the model authoritative context, then ask. Just at scale, and automated. Most enterprise AI tools, including support chatbots and search assistants, are RAG under the hood. Grounding itself is not new. Librarians have done this for centuries, find the right source, then answer from it, citing where you looked. What is new is that we can do it instantly, at scale, with a model that reads the source and writes the answer in seconds. The model is the new index. It is not the new source of truth. The sources are still the sources. The model just helps you read them faster. Later in this course, in Phase E, we build something powerful, your personal research vault. A collection of trusted documents you control, in one place. We will use Obsidian, a free Markdown node app, to hold the documents. We will use QMD, a hybrid search tool, to search them. And we will feed the search results into OpenCode with a command called /prime. The result is an agent that answers from your research, not from its training. A personal research vault turns you from an AI user into an AI power user. When should you ground? For factual questions, document lookups, code based on a real specification, anything you will actually rely on. When should you not ground? Brainstorming, you want the model's general patterns there. Creative writing, you want novelty, not constraint. Casual conversation, too much friction. Grounding is a tool. Use it when the stakes are real. Even grounded answers need verification. Grounding reduces hallucinations, it does not eliminate them. The model can still misread your document. It can still cite the wrong section. It can still silently skip an important paragraph and answer from the rest. So check. Especially for the answers you will actually rely on. The rule from the last lesson still applies, verify before you trust. Grounding just means there is something specific to verify against. Here is how grounding connects to last lesson's topic. Grounding works by putting trusted text in the context window. But the window has a limited size. If your trusted document is bigger than the window, you have a problem. You either summarize it first, or you split it into chunks and ground with only the relevant chunks. That chunk and pick step is exactly what RAG does automatically. The model never sees the whole library, just the parts the search thought mattered. Grounding puts trusted text in the window. The model predicts from it. Hallucinations shrink. If you remember one idea from this lesson, remember this. Constrain the model, do not trust it. The model has no internal truth check. It will always be able to produce plausible nonsense. But you can constrain its predictions by adding trusted context. You can make those constraints explicit by asking for citations. And you can verify against the source, always. That is grounding. The single most important habit for using AI well. Quick recap. Grounding is the practice of anchoring the model in trusted context. Cold prompts guess, grounded prompts read. Ask the model to answer only from the context, to cite what it used, and to tell you when the context does not say. Then verify before you trust. RAG is the engineering version, automated, at scale. We will build our own grounding workflow in Phase E, with Obsidian, QMD, and OpenCode. Here is a small exercise. Find a short policy document, your workplace remote work policy, your school's grading rules, an app's terms of service. Open any chatbot. First, ask about it cold. See how confident the guess is, and notice where it is wrong. Then paste the document and ask grounded, with the 3-line instruction we covered. Compare. The difference is dramatic. After you do this once, you will never go back to cold prompts for anything that matters. Terms you now know. Grounding, anchoring the model in trusted context. Cold prompt, asking without context. Citation, pointing at the source the model used. RAG, retrieval augmented generation, the automated version. Personal Research Vault, your collection of trusted documents, which we will build in Phase E. 5 more terms. You now have the complete vocabulary of AI fundamentals, and that completes Phase A. You now have a working definition of AI. You understand tokens, the atoms the model works with. You understand the context window, how much fits in the model's head at once. You understand hallucinations, why AI is so confidently wrong. And you understand grounding, the cure. 5 ideas. Everything from here on builds on these 5. You are no longer an AI beginner. Coming up next, agents. We have spent this phase entirely on the model side. How AI predicts, how it reads tokens, how it hallucinates, how to ground it. Now we move to the agent side. Agents give the model hands. They let the model act, read your files, edit them, run programs. That is where OpenCode lives. In the next phase, we meet agents, we meet OpenCode, and we start using them. 5 ideas. The foundation is set. Everything from here on builds on these. Thanks for spending this time with me. This completes Phase A. Next, we meet agents and OpenCode.